All right, so when you think of shopping at the 99-cent store, dieting, probably not the first thing that comes to mind. I'm usually trying to get a good deal on something.
Right, you go there for the cheap things. You want your paper plates, you want your napkins, you want your decoration, 99 cents. But you can also get a fantastic can of gross looking, was it sausage that we saw this morning, Jeff Maher?
Sausage in a can.
Oh.
Jeff, tell us about this California man that actually turned this into a nice little savings for himself.
Well, he did. You go to the 99-cent store, as you mentioned. You go for the bargains. You have a variety of different items. You don't really think of it as a good way to diet. It's a way to save money. But this guy who's based in LA, he's a musician of sorts, was able to make it work for himself. He ended up losing a lot of weight. Now take a look at him. This is Papa Joe Aviance. He's a hip hop artist. This is what he looked like before at 450 pounds. His fridge was full of cookies, candy, soda. He loved fast food. He drank a 2-liter of Mountain Dew every single day. Now once he started exercising, and it started with just simple walking, he also went shopping at the 99-cent store for groceries, and the weight gradually dropped. Look at him now. 18 months later, he lost 250 pounds. He's feeling great. He gave himself a budget of $50 a week for this, and for lunch he'd have yogurt with fresh fruit and a salad with tuna or salmon and balsamic dressing. For dinner, he'd have chicken pot pie with a side of potatoes, squash, or mixed vegetables, and he'd also make quiche with beans and rice. Recently, Aviance also took a group of elementary school kids to learn about ways they could save money and also stay healthy. I wanted to take on the challenge myself, so I went to the 99-cent store with the intention of spending only a few bucks for breakfast, and here's what happened. So I'll just kind of walk you through what I did. I found all this at the 99-cent store. You've got your milk and orange juice there, so you're covered. Your bananas, Pop-Tarts. This is the only flavor they had, brown sugar, cinnamon, low fat, but we're talking about dieting, so that works out just great. Your cereal, you're all set with the cereal, and these are 2 for $1, so there's a bargain within the bargain. I know it's not the actual Apple Jacks, but you really can't taste the difference for the most part. And we also have our breakfast sausage sandwich. This comes from the sausage in a can. By the way, these are also 2 for 99 cents. I added some peanuts to the mix, some garlic, and these bagels. You can actually get a 6-pack of bagels for just 99 cents, topped off with a little bit of cinnamon and some flavor. And there you go. You have breakfast for cheap. And we're talking $8 is what I spent, and that could easily feed a family of 4 with some Pop-Tarts left over. That's pretty cool, especially to think when I go to Starbucks and I get my usual Frappuccino with a sandwich, that's gonna cost closer to $9.50. So I was able to save money. I got a variety of items. I know the sausage sandwich didn't look good.
Well, it's
I'm not a great chef.
Jeff, I mean, look at all of that. It's the presentation, buddy. You know, you were going.
He doesn't work in a restaurant. Hey, what do you expect out of the guy?
Kiba, when you have 30 seconds for a presentation, I challenge you to make it look nice and neat.
Okay.
My concern is the quality of the food. What does it taste like?
The cereal's probably fine,
The
right?
cereal is okay. It's not great. The sausage I didn't go for. I wasn't ready to take that on. I didn't want to start my week off on a bad note. And the cinnamon actually seemed to work pretty well. But all in all, you can save money. There is good food there. And obviously it worked for that guy who amazingly shed so much weight.
Yep, that's good. We're all trying to find cheaper ways. If he would have done it properly, if he would have warmed up the sausage, I'm sure it was fine. Thank you, Jeff.
Just microwave it, sure.
Yes, a little minute in the microwave.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not convinced, but okay.
Okay.
All right, this one is coming to you from the health section. For this Father's Day, forget that necktie, because what dads really want, a neck lift, or maybe some Botox.
See what you did there.
In an article posted on the Daily News today, more and more New York dads are asking for facials, Botox, liposuction, and neck lifts for Father's Day, which is this Sunday, wifeys, if you were wondering. Cosmetic surgery experts say in recent years, there's been a spike in business by as much as 30% in male patients over the past 2 years.
All right, so we have one new dad. This will be your second Father's Day, though, right?
No, just one.
One? Okay, and your dad-to-be.
Dad-to-be.
And I'm not a father yet,
Yeah.
but over the weekend I did have a little procedure done, and I feel much better. I feel much younger. I do.
So what do you guys
feel
think
That
great.
just happened. That just happened.
Right.
I
I
noticed
think
the
it-
cheekbones are
Jeff,
higher
you look
now.
great. You need no procedures.
It's hard to sip water though. It dribbles.
What do you guys think about this?
I think
this
I
is
just-
no
They
joke.
wouldn't
I mean,
want
this
that.
is happening in New York. Dads
Well,
want
I think
that.
I think that's
New York
key
dads.
here.
New York
Yeah.
dads.
Okay.
You would think it would be California dads because
Yeah.
maybe down
Maybe
in Los
LA
Angeles
dads.
area. Yeah.
Well, what's wrong with it, though? You want to look better, a little
You know,
tuck
I guess
here?
there's nothing wrong with it, but I don't know many fathers who are that concerned over their personal appearance. You know, we're
probably-
proud of our beer guts.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
afraid
We are
to
dumb.
admit
need
it,
to kind of
maybe?
get their consent beforehand, and just drop them a gift certificate for some Botox.
No,
I mean,
that's the point. They are asking for
They're
this.
asking
they
for it.
want this.
Right.
Forget the necktie. They want a neck lift.
It's a real problem if you don't ask for it. If you don't ask for it and someone's like, hey, here's a gift certificate for Botox, they're trying to tell you something.
Yeah. Well, we'd love to hear from you guys.
That's like buying your
Email
wife
us.
a vacuum cleaner, right? That's a bad
Right,
idea.
a
Or a gym,
blender.
or a
Don't
gym
do that.
membership. Don't do that.
Don't do a
But hey,
gym
it's
membership.
New
Don't
York
do
dads.
that.
it's a New York thing
Unless
because
it's a family
California
membership.
dads naturally look good.
Oh, is that what
So
it is?
that's what it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm
This will
understanding-
catch on.
I'm understanding now why I was invited to be here this morning.
No.
You want a live example?
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
That was fun.
More tech news. You got to listen up. Android users out there. Hackers have a new form of malware to target your device.
Yeah, and
Great.
even worse, once it's on there, nearly impossible to remove. Jeff Maher is here with the details.
Yeah, good morning. This is being described as the most sophisticated Android Trojan yet. So we wanted to bring on our most sophisticated tech guru, Ryan Eldridge, co-founder of Nerds on Call. Thank you for being with us. It's
Hey.
been a while.
Oh,
it's good to see you.
It's great to be here. It's a long time.
And I'm so glad you're here because this is a real concern. I know this is not a huge deal yet. It hasn't spread, but when it does, it's going to catch people by surprise.
Yeah, you know, Android devices aren't new to the malware realm. Viruses and spyware have been out there for a long time. The first Trojan was detected on the Android device in 2010. And there's a lot of ways to get that stuff. I mean, Android devices are the most prominent feature-rich smartphone out there, so they're kind of a big target for bad guys right now.
Right. Well, we have some information on this particular Trojan identified as backdoor.androidos.obad.a. You're not going to remember that, but what you need to know is that once this is put into place, it cannot be deleted. Is that true?
That is true for now. What's happening is right now is that code of that virus is hard to pin down, mainly because the guy who wrote it is keeping it in a decryption, like encryption. So it's really hard to get into and figure out and remove. However, they already know it's there. They're already working out ways. One of the fun ways that it works, it's weird, is in order for it to get its code to unencrypt itself in order to get onto your device, is they go to facebook.com, find an element on that web page, and then decrypt itself onto your device. Really, really strange.
And the risk here is that once this Trojan is affecting your phone, that person on the other end can obtain your personal information.
Not
Is that
only
right?
can they access your normal cell account, but it can send out text messages that cost you money, like to paid services. They can download your entire contacts list. They can infect other devices. They can do really some nasty stuff.
Is there anything that you can do as a smartphone user to know that your phone is affected? Does it behave differently?
Well, it does. You'll notice that your battery life will just suddenly start draining. Your phone's performance will start slowing down. Things will just seem kind of different. You'll notice that maybe the browser is less responsive. So there's just different little hints that things are going wrong. And stuff that you've noticed on the PC side for the longest time is going to start happening to the phone.
When I experience that, what do I do? Who do I call?
Well, we
Nerds
generally
on Call?
You certainly can call us, but it's really actually fairly easy. We call it the 3 Ps: prevent, purge, and protect. So anytime you have an Android device, it's relatively easy to wipe the system clean and reinstall the operating system. Use a backup service like SugarSync is one we're really a big fan of. It'll back up your stuff to the cloud so you don't lose all your pictures and photos and contacts. And then don't download things from unknown sources. So if you go to the Google Play Store and download something, you're usually pretty protected. Now, there have been infected apps on the Google Play Store before, but if you go off-site and start downloading things from other websites, that's when you start to get in real trouble.
That's good advice. We also wanted to put out to our Facebook viewers, anytime we get Ryan in the studio, any questions that you have for Ryan, and Barbara has one. How is it transmitted so we can avoid it as best possible until updated antivirus software.
Well, they're not sure how this specific one is transmitted. They've kind of captured it in the lab and kind of analyzed it, but they haven't really seen it infect out in the wild too much yet.
Yeah.
But there's two main ways. Bluetooth. So if you have your Bluetooth on your phone, generally if you are infected, it'll start searching for other devices to infect with your Bluetooth on, so keep your Bluetooth off if you're not using it. And secondly, don't go to outside sources to download material. So don't go to outside of the Google Play Store to download apps, because what they're doing is they're reforming applications, adding their malicious code into it, and then you download that GPS system that you wanted, and all of a sudden that's the infection.
Ryan, as always, a wealth of information.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you for coming out here. And guys, I saw a guy running around the movie theater this weekend just freaking out because he had lost his smartphone. He was asking everybody, have you seen my phone? Have you seen my phone? That can be so scary, but this is just as bad. So pay attention to that.
No, it's a good point. You hate that. When your device starts acting up, you're like, what is wrong with it?
Especially you with your phone there.
I know. Whew, thank you, Ryan and Jeff.
Sure.
Guess what, matey? You're gone. Guess where this is going, boys? Straight to Crime Stoppers. And serious, get some credit about you. That is ugly as.
So this is out of the UK, obviously, and this is a security guard who caught these vandals on tape using his smartphone. The vandals obviously were caught off guard, tried to cover their faces, and then at the next stop, they try to bolt. And with one hand, as he's still recording, he manages to wrestle one of them down. I think at least one of them got caught, but, do you really want to keep record? I understand why he was recording, to get evidence, but once they bolt, I think put it down and chase after him. Anyway, he found some success with that.
Yeah, good for
That'd be
him,
a
though.
pretty stupid vandal to get caught off guard by that.
I know. Well, pretty stupid to do it on a moving train.
Oh, boy.
And not think you're going
In
to
a
get
confined
caught.
space where you can't get anywhere.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
For the last thing for Mars Moments, I'm always amazed with the human body in many ways. I'm sorry if I'm making you uncomfortable, but just as far as what is inside our bodies,
Right.
sometimes we need to be reminded. Take a look. Can you believe that? In just your hands.
I can.
And we're running out of time. There's a lot more, but just an amazing thing, the
All
human
right.
body.
See you back here for News 10.
News 10 is everywhere you want to be.